All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have another fucking full body session, which is my second one. This is A. The one I uploaded previously was B. And these together, they rotate, so it's either ABA or BAB, depending on the week. Make up pretty much all of my training, and I'm going to go with that until I hit close to or at intermediate numbers. It starts off, I don't think anyone could have ever predicted this, with a squat. I like squats because it makes me feel like I'm being productive, and it makes all the sad go away, and that's pretty fun. While you're doing the set, obviously you can't think about anything else but the set, so your fucking any potential depression remains that you may have just fucking vaporize immediately. Let's see. This was a set of 165 for 6. It's my top set. The fucking ass to grass, obviously. The progression scheme here, it's 5 sets of 4 to 6, and it's dynamic double progression from Hersoviak once again. So once you max out the rep range on any set, you fucking up the weight. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Auto-regulates everything, and it's fun. Next up is, we'll see. Next up is a bench press. Here I'm finally doing more than a plate on this for reps, barely. It's fucking crisp 140 pounds. This was for a pretty difficult set of 4. My wrists were feeling giga fucked up, so that definitely didn't help my case. And as you can see, and as you will see later, that also affects the rest of the session pretty heavily in terms of how I had to modify my exercises. That was a set of 4 on the bench press. There's one more funny moment on the bench press that I wanted to record what a true grinder RPE 10 set looks like, and the result of that was I had the fucking bar pinned to me. Luckily, there was a friend nearby who was willing to be yoing that up. I go up, I thank him, and yeah, that was the bench press. I did fucking 5x4 to 6 of that as well, except only the first 2 sets were 140, and then I stripped off that 2.5 on either side and repped out a plate for the other set. Alright, so next up was actually supposed to be bent over rows. Unfortunately, my wrists were feeling incredibly fucked, right? I have had this, like, not tendonitis, but something similar for the past, 2 years almost, which makes it very, very difficult for me to do certain movements, mostly, presses on whatever, so I had to use Dollar Tree $1 wrist wraps while doing some things, and even with the Dollar Tree $1 wrist wraps, unfortunately, the bent over rows were just not feeling it. So I went to this chest-supported machine row. The advantage of this is that the handles could rotate freely, so I could pull in a way that, my wrists would not be affected. And I pretended like Dr. Mike Israel was watching my every move. After the row, we did a an incline curl, during which my phone ran out of storage, and during which the lighting was not the best, let's just say. We curled the 25s with very, very novice-esque form. Next up was a reverse hyper for some more hip hinge volume, since I did the row chest supported. I would have used the normal hyperextension, the GHD, but that was being a tiny bit silly today, so I decided to try out this one, as a lot of people like Alex Leonidas really like reverse hypers, or at least they did in their videos 4 years ago, and it was fun. The position is definitely fucking weird to get in at first, but then you get into the flow of it, and then you can just feel that it's pretty good for your spine probably. Now, the parts of the session that I did at home both had very good reasons to not be done in the gym. I did superset the first set of fucking incline curls with tricep overhead extensions, but much like the bent over rows, those just did not work with my wrist whatsoever today. So I decided to go home instead and do some fucking band pushdowns, just to promote recovery, still let the triceps know that I'm there, I'm not neglecting them, but with something little less invasive that gives time for my wrist to recover a tad bit. And as for these hanging leg raises, I only did 1 set of these. Usually it's 3 sets of weighted ab movements that are pretty hard to failure. I only did 1 set of these because a unspecified sport coach got a tiny bit irritated because we were fucking dog shit at the sport, so we had to do a bunch of ab exercises as a, not remedy, but as a punishment. So I did believe that the reduction in sets was justified in this case. Hopefully you learned something in this video about how to replace exercises depending on your current situation, and on not to program hop, but just to be flexible enough to know how to still get a good session in even when you can't do what you originally had planned. That being said, it's pretty late. I'm gonna fucking go do neck training and then read books about Hungarian Jews who are influential. Okay, goodbye.